PEZ collectors, today's video is going to be my PEZamania haul 2 video. I've been putting off making this because I think to myself, if I make the video, I'm going to have to move all these PEZ. I'm going to have to get them out of my shelves that I already displayed them, and then I'm going to have to probably move some of them at least down to like the display cases to keep them nice down there, but also to make room for, I guess, more new stuff as we're getting it here in the studio. But it's kind of sad, I guess, because does that make PEZamania like officially over if I shoot and make this video? And there's always PEZamania next July 2026, but that's a long way from now. I have a lot to share with you in this video. This is going to be like vintage or really cool items that we added to the collection. I say we because Greg goes with me. It's PEZamania, and helps me pick out some of this stuff. So some of these are his picks. A lot of them are my picks. And a lot of them are both of our picks. I guess let's get started. Oh, I'm not even sure what to share with you first. It's all super cool stuff. Some stuff I've had on my wish list for quite some time, and other stuff I'm like, what that? It's always good to go to PEZ conventions with a wish list, or at least an idea of PEZ you want. But when you can't find them, like a ringmaster, then you have to kind of go, okay, well maybe that's not going to be my big purchase this PEZamania. But don't worry, I got some cool stuff. Oh, okay. Maybe I should start with some of the carded stuff, and then I'm going to go on to like some of the loose stuff and polybags, and then a couple custom pieces that we picked up. One we got after PEZamania, but it goes with PEZamania. It goes with the other one. Let's start off here because I think this is really cool. So we did pick up a Spiderman, and it's on the 3-striped card. So there's green, yellow, and light green. But this is a newer one, doesn't have the star candy packs in it. And also, you know, it's newer because it doesn't have like the colored back that some of them we have. But this is still super cool, and it's got the Spider-Man PEZ in there. Greg and I saw this and we were like, bye. We were room hopping one night and we saw this. I think I show it in one of my room hopping videos. And the people selling these on card, this next couple I'm going to share with you, they had them in this case, and we both were like looking at them go, oh man, we really want those, because if you don't know, we really enjoy vintage PEZ on cards, especially like these 3-striped ones with this candy pack era, and the older ones too, but they're both really hard to find. And when you find them, you kind of have to pick them up. It does have some dents here in the bubble, which we were talking about. Maybe we should try a couple techniques to pull the bubbles and make them look nicer, but for now, it's gonna leave it how it is. This one has been like cut out there, so right here, if you're wondering what that is, it would have had a price there. Like PEZ was known to put prices on the top, I guess, and price them for the stores, but maybe the stores are like, I don't want to sell it for that, I want to sell it for more or less. So stuff like this happens. We have quite a few PEZ. It's been cut out or punched out or removed up there, but I don't think that affects it. I think that kind of makes it more unique. What do you think? Is that a good first buy? But Greg and I, we looked at each other, we were like, we want those, but do we need more carded PEZ? If you've been watching my videos, you'll know that we do have a pretty nice collection of vintage PEZ on cards, because we both really enjoy collecting them, and they're hard to find, and when you do find one here and there, it's fun to buy, I guess, and add to the collection, but you know, eventually start running out of room in your case. But we bought it. We bought it. Okay, at first I was like, do we need that? But this one I was like, we need. This is a snowman. Vintage snowman, has no feet there. But it's on the Christmas card, and I mean, this isn't too unique, I don't think, but I don't ever see these on card. We do have a Santa one on this card, but I've yet to see a snowman on this card. So when I saw this for sale from the same people selling that, I was like, buy it. It does have a little bit of something gross there at the bottom. This one actually needs to be wiped off. It's a little dusty up there. I like how it has the price tag still on it, but I think you never can find these perfect. And when you do, just leave it up to me to put a dent in it. I'll just say that. So, add that to the collection. I'm pretty excited to put these two down in the display case because this is gonna look really great next to the Santa, and this one's gonna look really great next to our other superheroes that we have on the vintage cards. From that same room, maybe I'll just go down the thing here. These are a little newer. This one and the next one. I think the next one's from the same room, but this one is for sure. This is a cool cat, and it's on the 3-striped PEZ International card. See, these are PEZ International candies now, and that little white makes these called the Halo card, if you don't know that, if you're new here. But I saw this last year for sale, and it was a little bit more pricey than I wanted to pay, but last year I really wanted it, and I was like, Greg, can we get that? He's like, it's a little expensive, but the same people had it this year for sale, and I was like, okay, I haven't seen one of these all year because I have been, you know, keeping an eye out on eBay or just, you know, looking for people selling these, and I haven't seen one come up for sale, so I'm like, you know, maybe it's time to buy it. If you don't know, I really like cool cat PEZ. I have a whole collection of them up here. I may have gotten another cool cat that's even cooler. If you think this cool cat's cool, I may have gotten even a more cool cat than this. There's the back of the card. This is super cool. Like, I really wanted this last PEZamania. If you ever go to a PEZ convention and you don't pick something up to buy it, you know, it's happened that I'm shopping the next year and I see it, or even a couple years later, and I'm like, they still have that. But not buying this last year, I kind of regretted it, and I was glad I was able to find this. I mean, it was a little bit more expensive. I think it was like $90. I've never seen one on card besides this one. I mean, I'm sure they're out there. I just haven't seen any come up for sale. I think we got these all from the same people. I can't remember. This blue has that Halo 2. It has the 3 stripes. Blue, pink, and yellow PEZ International card as well. So these are like the same era right here. If you were shopping at the store, you might have seen Cool Cat. You might have seen Blue, probably. And the candies on these look pretty nice for being PEZ International. You have to worry about buying these because the candy will melt if you don't keep them in like a lower humidity house or storage or wherever you keep your PEZ. So these look like they've been stored and displayed very nicely over the years until I got them here in my collection. But this is Blue, and if you don't know, Greg and I really like Blue PEZ. I put together my Disney display just recently, last couple months, and I put all my Blue PEZ in it, and I think this is really cool. We saw this and we were like, okay, we have to get this. But you might think, oh, like this blue on this card, like I've seen a million of these blues open, like why is this one so hard to find? People buy this stuff and they take them off, or their candies melt and they take them off. So it gets harder and harder to find as the years go by. Going back a little bit in time, we picked up this PEZ regular, and it's in this little Ziploc bag. That's why it looks kind of weird because the bubble on it needs to be restapled to the card. But we saw this for sale, and we don't normally collect a lot of regular PEZ. I think last year at PEZamania we picked up a black, it's either black and gold or like a black and like a bronze. I don't know, it's black with like a metallic top, and I call it gold, but it could be like a bronze color even. And it has the black sleeve, and then maybe a year or so before that, Greg bought me a black and white and gold PEZ regular and a cello. And then we saw this for sale, and someone was selling like their whole collection, so it was a good price for I think what it is. And you know how we like carded PEZ. But this is actually really cool. I've been doing more research and talking to other PEZ collectors about this. And this is a one-time only use PEZ regular. And it has the like twice the size PEZ candy pack in there. And I think one of the cool parts about this is that, I mean, look at that. It's got the full color back. It does have something gross here on the bottom. I probably should take it out of here and see about stapling it and maybe putting it back in a different bag or something. This bag is kind of looking a little gross, but I think for the price we paid on this is a really fun addition, I think, to the collection. And I don't usually buy a lot of regulars, so it has to be something like really unique. I think the card made this really cool. And then the fact that we found out like this is a non-reusable, so you use it once type of PEZ dispenser. So these are the PEZ dispensers, the PEZ regulars that PEZ made back before they made the ones with the character heads. Little PEZ history fact here for you. So these were probably from like the 1950s, early 1950s. Between the time that they made these full body PEZ, then they made these regulars, and then they were like, well, these aren't selling really great in the US, so let's make some with character heads on them. And Spiderman was one of the oldest. That Snowman is one of the oldest, but Santa, that's gotta be one of the oldest ones. But I mean, just saying, like, for Christmas, let's give you a little time frame, some history. But do you hear that thunder? I didn't know it was supposed to storm. Okay, but this is really cool. And then, do you see how the candy pack in there is like a lot bigger than just a regular candy pack? So maybe we had to buy this, right? You never know what you're gonna find when someone goes to PEZamania with their collection and they plan to sell it, because you'll find all kinds of fun stuff like this that doesn't like normally circulate out like for sale. It's stuff people like to hold on to for a while. Let's move on to some polybags. I picked up this Barney Bear polybag, and when I was at PEZamania, I'm like, I'm pretty sure I have that. But Greg was like, we'll just buy it anyway. And I got home and I do have this. I remember I bought it from a collector in Japan. But this one is something you don't see very often either. It's a Barney Bear. It's in the 3-striped polybag, and this is a PEZ International one. So this wouldn't have been sold in the US, but I thought this was really cool. And I do have quite a few Barney Bears that I always try to pick up and add to the collection in cellos, or now I have 2 in polybag. So I thought this was really fun. Like, I saw this and I was like, why did no one buy this? I was surprised that I even found that for sale. Another super cool, this might be one of my favorite items that I got at PEZamania. This is a cool cat, and it's still in its cello. It's got the candy packs in there, and there's actually no insert, which I think is really cool. And also, the orange and the blue on this are a little bit more vibrant, a little bit darker than most of my cool cats. I have a bunch of cool cats up here, but this one has feet, so it's not an exact match. But this is the same PEZ. This one has feet. This one does not have feet. I was looking through someone's PEZ that they were selling. They had a whole bunch of PEZ and cellos for sale. And I saw this and I was like, I think this was the first thing we bought after getting there on Wednesday night. Like, we arrived at PEZamania pretty late at night. It might have been like 10 o'clock we went room hopping. Because if you ever go to PEZamania, people leave their rooms open until 12 or sometimes later, sometimes they close earlier. But they sell out of their hotel rooms. And this was, I think, the first thing that we bought. I was pretty excited to find this. I think this is really cool. I think this is my favorite thing that I got at PEZamania. That's hard because I did get a lot of really cool stuff. Also got this Bugs Bunny for the collection, and I've never seen this Bugs Bunny in this poly bag. I guess this is a poly bag. Apparently this is a PEZ that was sold in Spain. It doesn't say made in Spain on it. It just is a known packaging that was sold in Spain. And the candy is not in the best condition in there, but if you know, Bugs Bunny started my PEZ collecting, and I have quite a few Bugs Bunny PEZ up here, and I'll be moving all these down to the display case really soon here on the channel, something I have planned to do in the next couple weeks. So subscribe if you're not subscribed already so you don't miss out on seeing all of my Bugs Bunny PEZ, because I have made a variation Bugs Bunny PEZ video before, but I've gotten a lot of Bugs Bunny variations since then. You're probably thinking, wasn't that a lot when you made that video? But I keep finding like really cool gems like this. And I think $10 is what I paid, which I don't think was too bad. I have a couple Bugs Bunnies like this, but they're in like this colored candy stripe bag. And this one's really vibrant and colorful, so I saw this for sale in someone's room and I was like, I need that. And I couldn't believe someone didn't buy that already. I think there's just so much PEZ to look at when you're out room hopping, unless you're like super focused on a specific character or you know, a regular or something on card or in a package, you probably don't even like comprehend and notice and see everything that's for sale. That's how much PEZ items, PEZ everything that you see for sale or just to look at PEZamania. It's crazy. I also picked up a Funko Pop PEZ. This is a PEZ girl. She has the red hair. She is wearing the little PEZ hat in there. Can you see it? And it is a limited edition to 600 pieces, which is a really good low run of these. I mean, I think if you're going to collect some of these Funko Pop PEZ, some of these ones are fun to pick up and maybe hopefully cross your fingers go up in value. I don't know, because I do see some of these going down in value. Are these limited edition ones that are like, you know, like 600 or 1,000 or very low runs of them. And someone was selling this. It was too good of a price because I've been looking at these for a while on eBay and they were going for like $200 or so. I think I got it for like 120, I want to say. I took the price tag off. I couldn't pass it up. I was like, when am I going to see this in this like minty of condition for that good of price? I had to buy it and I've been wanting this. So there's not many Funko Pop PEZ that are left that I need for the collection. There's some Freddy Funkos. I think like purple, yellow, orange, and then like gold. And then there's a couple chase ones that I'm chasing. I do see them pop up on eBay every once in a while, but I don't want to pay the prices. But maybe I eventually will just start buying one here and there so I can say I have all the Funko Pop PEZ. I don't know if I'm gonna collect all the sport ones, but I'm going for all the other ones besides the sports. Maybe just have like one football and one baseball and I'll be good with that. Which I think I have maybe 2 football ones, so that's already checked off. But I thought this was really cool. Yeah, this is super cool. This is something Greg picked out and found, but I think this is awesome. I really like these old vending machine boxes. And you know, Greg has a very large Casper PEZ collection. If you don't know, if you don't join us on the PEZ and Coffee live streams, you should, because it seems like for a couple years Greg would get a Casper PEZ at least once a month, if not more. And this one actually came with the Casper PEZ in it. In this vending machine box, like, we have looked and looked and looked, and he does have a different vending machine box that he finally found, but this one has the red Casper. I need to make a Casper video. Maybe I'll do that once we get a little closer to Halloween. I think that might be kind of fun. It did come with the candy pack, and there is a little insert in here as well, which I think this insert is really cool. It is torn. For the price that we paid for this, I think we got a fair price because it is missing the flaps at the top. The flap is down in there. Hear it like jiggling. But this little insert, I think is super cool. I don't know if there's a way to like to display this and then put the insert like in a little acrylic protector like behind it. But look at that. It's got Casper, Popeye, Bozo, and Bullwinkle on it, and then it's showing the Golden Glow that you could buy. It also shows how to fill your PEZ dispenser. If you ever see these little boxes, these are what the PEZ vending machines would have gave you if you bought a PEZ at a vending machine. And for some reason these Casper ones are harder to find than I think Greg ever hopes. Okay, now I can't get this back in here. We'll put this in Greg's studio probably, or maybe we'll end up moving the Casper PEZ down to the main area and displaying them a little differently. I think that'll be cool. I think Greg was pretty happy that he found this. I thought this was really cool. I like stuff like that. Greg also found this 3.4 made in Austria Casper, and you're probably thinking like just another Casper, but it's on this light blue stem, and the fact that it doesn't have the copyright on the back makes this a little bit harder to find. So it's just kind of one of those fun variations you can look for and shop for if you have all the other Caspers already. Something fun that you can add to the collection, and harder to find. So if you do find one of these, you might want to pick it up. The next vintage PEZ I'm going to share with you is this Mickey Mouse, and I thought this was a really, really fun find. We found this room hopping as well, and it is a Mickey Mouse on a 3.8 made in USA stem. It's a light pink stem, And if you've been watching my videos, I like collecting, especially Disney PEZ on the USA stems, because the stems are more vibrant than like the made in Austria or Hong Kong. And then also they have weird colors, like so you get like light pinks, or you get lavenders, you get orange or yellow or green. There's different color combinations for them, or maybe blue. But I didn't have this Mickey, and I have quite a few of them up here. So this Mickey on the light pink stem, paid probably a little bit, maybe too much for it. Maybe that's why no one bought it. I've never seen one of these for sale. I didn't have to pay shipping, and I could look at it and see it's pretty minty as well. I don't see anything wrong with it. So that was a really fun find. And check another vintage Disney USA stem off the list. This is another really crazy PEZ that we found for sale at PEZamania during room hopping, and it's a witch. The color combination on this is really strange and unique, and we were told by some collectors that this is probably legit, but you kind of think to yourself, is it? I've never seen this color combination before. I like the color combination, the black hat, the red hair, the orange head, and then like this weird greenish yellow stem. I don't know, I think it looks really great. We're happy to add it to the collection. Something I don't think we might not see if we ever see another one. I don't know. Talking about blues, because I got this blue here on a card, but this one has a darker head, also has a green stem, but the green is different. This one is actually a no-foot one. This one on the card here has feet. But this one, I'm pretty sure we don't have this. I looked at my pictures when we were out shopping at PEZamania just to double check. I'm pretty sure I haven't looked in the Disney case down there since we got back, but I'm pretty sure we don't have this. It'll be fun to have another blue for the collection because Greg is a little obsessed with buying variations, and he deep dives into like one character, and he'll just dig and look for that specific character for quite some time until we have as many as we can find. I guess it gives you something fun to look for when you're at PEZ conventions. So we found that, and I thought that was pretty cool. I do like how the head is a little bit darker, so fingers crossed we don't already have that. Another fun vintage PEZ we picked up at PEZamania. This one actually has thin feet. This is Practical Pig, and we do have a few practical pigs in the collection. We have some like made in Mexico stem ones, we have some regular, and then there's like A and B. But this one actually has the outlined eyes there, which makes it different, and I think that's really cool. But we saw this, and we don't have any with the outlined eyes in the collection. That was pretty fun to find, because something, I think we paid like $30 for, something you could get for pretty inexpensive, but something that is a pretty big variation that I don't see very often. You guys know I like Panda PEZ. Well, I found this all blue Panda PEZ for sale, and this is not a real blue Panda PEZ, so don't get all excited or anything. This is like super rare. Supposedly it is dyed blue, and it's obviously put on this different blue stem. This is not the blue stem that the Panda PEZ usually come on, the vintage ones. This is different. And the story goes that this is from Brian Mariotti's collection. He was one of the founders and one of the presidents of Funko. That's why we got all these Funko Pop PEZ, because he was a big PEZ collector. And the story goes that he went in and out of PEZ collecting multiple times, and this came from his collection. Because the person I bought this from, he was one of the people who bought and sold, I guess, PEZ for him. I probably paid too much for it, but we saw that and Greg's like, you have to get that for the collection. It'll look really great in the Panda PEZ case. It's not real. I don't know who made it. It's got a fun story behind it, and I do like how it's all blue. And anyone that's seen this, like we showed this off on the live stream, some people saw it during the convention and everyone's like, whoa, what is that? Like, it's a conversation starter, at least. I don't know, at first I was like, Greg, do we really need that? And he's like, yes, just get it, we're here. And it's something unique that we can add to the Panda display case. This is the last vintage that we picked up, and the last PEZ that I bought at PEZamania. And I looked all over PEZamania from late Wednesday night to early Saturday at the PEZ show for a remaster. I could not find one, and I also was on the hunt for a fun cow. I wanted to come home with at least one cow and a remaster, but as you know, no ringmaster. But I did find this really cool neon cow. I actually saw quite a few of these for sale at PEZamania. So it kind of makes me wonder, like, are these priced accordingly? Not to say it wasn't worth what I spent on it, but sometimes when you're shopping, especially at PEZamania, when you see multiple of these very easily for sale, I mean, obviously no one else is buying them, but I finally found one, and this is actually from Mike Chadwick's old collection. We all know that he passed away if you've been watching my videos, and this is special. So I was like, I'm gonna buy this neon cow because I think that's really cool. It has a story to go behind it, and it's the neon yellow cow, and I think this is really cool. I really like this cow. I think I go back and forth between cow A and cow B as my favorite cow. I think I just like any of the vintage cows, and some reason cow PEZ of the weird colors are really hard to find. I think cow PEZ kind of in general are hard to find for sale. Like the normal like yellow and blue, just fun colored cow PEZ are hard to find. I kept looking at this one since I saw it. We were at room hopping and I finally bought it before we left. Greg's like, just go buy it because, you know, we're at PEZamania and I don't have to ship it or anything to us, and I could look at it and it's minty and it has a fun story behind it. So, you know, that was the last item I bought at PEZamania. So that's all the vintage, all the cards, all the bagged. Couple custom PEZ that we picked up at PEZamania. Greg likes these Casper PEZ that Michael Hertz makes, and this is Windy, and it actually has a die cut stem in there. Can you see that? Not that side, this side. This side has the die cut, and then this other side says PEZamania, I think. Wait, let me look. Yeah, it says PEZamania. This goes with, I don't have a die cut Casper out, but this would go with your Casper PEZ, because Casper has die cut stems as well. We have a lot of those. Michael Hertz makes these, and these are all custom 3D printed. It's like 3 pieces he hand paints, die cuts the stems, and they come in these really nice little packages. So this was fun. If you remember last year, we picked up a Windy PEZ, and apparently it's a prototype one. And I think I saw like maybe only 3 exist, and we have one in the collection. I always thought it was weird that that one was so heavy. You've seen me show it and talk about it here on the channel in probably my PEZamania haul video from last year. So we picked this up, and then something we bought after PEZamania, but it's still PEZamania-esque. I think I can share it with you. Is this, and her name is Wildcat, and she is also a Casper character. So it's basically the Windy PEZ, and she's painted black, but it does have the PEZamania raised on one side, and then it has the die cut on the other. This is the die cut side. It did fall off the little card here during shipping. They're tied to the card here, and this one did pop off, so I need to see about maybe, I don't know if he'll reprint me one or not, but I need to ask him. But these were only given out to people who helped run PEZamania. He made them and handed them out. I think there's like 20 of these that exist, and so far I've seen 3 of them come up for sale. I think he might have gave one away, and then one was for sale, and the one I got, we bought, was from someone that was working PEZamania. You know, you might find stuff like this on the Facebook PEZ auctions for sale. That's where we bought ours. Or maybe it'll pop up on eBay one day, or maybe you'll find it at PEZamania next year in someone's room or at a table room hopping, because, you know, someone might not collect custom PEZ. We don't collect a lot of custom PEZ, but if there ever is a character that we really like, we'll pick it up. And if you don't know, Michael Hertz's custom PEZ, very quality. Very nicely done. I like them. I think this is a really great haul that we got. And if you want, maybe I'll make a video of me organizing these into the collection, and you can see more of the cows, more pandas, more blues, more witches. We have a lot of witch PEZ. More Mickeys, more Caspers, more Bugs Bunnies. I can show my other regulars and Barneys and other Casper and Funko Pop PEZ, and I can show you the cool cat variations, like why is this one darker, other blues, and I can show you the Santa, and I can show you my other superheroes on these cards. So if you want to see that video, comment down below, Erin, make that video. And I'll do it. But this has been a lot of fun. Hopefully you enjoyed seeing what I bought at PEZamania. I enjoy sharing what we bought just because it might be more unique stuff, and hopefully you learn more about collecting PEZ from it. I know sometimes it makes me research stuff a little bit or think more about it, and I like that because I learn more and then I can share it with you guys. But thanks everybody for watching, and I'll see you Thursday. Bye! I can't